and welcome to all the replay viewers. Type in replay in the comments below if you are watching the replay, and tell me which part of the world are you from. I live in beautiful Abu Dhabi, and it's a beautiful time of the year right now. I really love winters in the UAE. Now today I am going to talk about how to stop being a professional procrastinator and create everything you desire. So, if you have ever been a procrastinator, write P in the comments below. And for me, this is like a really familiar thing. So I remember I had just passed out of college, and I would just lie in bed all day long, not wanting to do anything. This thing which was continuously going on for me was, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. And I really, lived my life from that. I don't want to do anything. And this is a very familiar energy for me. It's like really familiar for me, because what I find is that I could have like a really long to-do list, like so many things that I have to do, and I will just sit down, be overwhelmed, and just not want to do anything. So let me know in the comments below, how does procrastination show up in your life, and what are some of the things that you do? And I will share with you some things that I personally do to change this, and not from a space of force and effort and struggle, but rather from ease and flow. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to share with you, a few ways in which I change this for myself. But one so I don't really know the number of ways, because I tried to write down a few points before we began, but I just know that when I start talking, it kind of goes so much better for me. So the first thing that I want you to contemplate is, how often do you judge that you are procrastinating, right? So how often do you have a story going on which is saying that, okay, I don't want to do anything, which is my story. This is something that continuously goes on for me, right? So I don't want to do anything, or anything like that. So how often do you have that story? And more often than not, whatever you are living in your life is as a result of the story that you are thinking. So it may not be that you talk this out a lot, even though you could be talking this out a lot as well, but it could also just be the thoughts in your head. Hey Vanita, hey Abir, hey Leslie, great to have you all here. So what is the story you are telling yourself about procrastination? Now, if you are telling yourself the story that I'm a procrastinator and I don't feel like doing anything, and you keep saying this, it becomes kind of like your identity, and you live your life by that. So the first thing I would say is, examine what is your story, and then create a new story. So instead of calling yourself a procrastinator, you could just say, I wonder what would it be like if I were to complete everything with total ease. And in my email, I had shared with you, in my social media posts, I had shared with you the three things that I play with, which is ease and flow and elegance. Ease, flow, and elegance. So ease is, of course, having ease with things. Flow is when things are just flowing and you don't even have a chance of going into this energy of procrastination. But elegance is that thing where you just put in a little effort and you get like a huge result. Result is not exactly the correct word, but right now the only word I've got is result, right? So ease, flow, and elegance. So I was just as I was thinking about this Facebook live that I was doing, I started contemplating what was the biggest way in which I shifted this energy for myself. And the biggest way in which I shifted this energy for myself is by actually changing my story. So changing my story from I don't feel like doing anything to, I get things done with total ease. I get things done with at the speed, and I get things done with elegance. Because again, I'm one of those people, I don't like to take a lot of time about doing something. I just get bored, okay? So that is number one. Now the thing about stories is that sometimes it's enough just for you to have an awareness that this is how you're living your story. And sometimes what happens is that you have to actually use some tools to change the story. And today I'm going to share with you I'm going to invite you to play with me in something. And this thing is called the Ninja Block Elimination Protocol. And this is basically a 20-minute process that you do. And the moment you do this process, it changes a lot of things for you. For example, it can change stories for you. It can change energetic charge around situations for you. And more amazing than anything else, what it can do is it can make you vibrationally aligned to everything that you are asking for. It can make you vibrationally aligned to anything that you are asking for. Okay, so number one, story. Okay, now one more thing that I want to talk about today is this fact of, say, you are in business, or you are you're working at a job, or whatever it is that you're doing, and you say, you know what, I am going to change my business. I have to take it to the next level. Or if you are in a job, you go, okay, I'd like to find a new job. I'd like to get a better job. I'd like to get a raise. I'd like to get a better position. I'd like to find a different company, or whatever it is, okay? And usually when you want to create this kind of change in your life, what it entails is that you have decided that these are the actions that I'm going to take, and by taking these actions, I'm going to create this change in my life. So for example, say you have a business and you want to take your business to the next level. So it might be that you would like to create a product or a service. So if you have to create a product or a service, maybe it entails you creating a website, maybe it entails you creating a payment page for it. And I'm talking about an online business. So then it could be that I want to get more active on social media, so I should be posting on Facebook so many times, or I should be posting on Instagram, or I should be posting here or there, or whatever it may be for you, right? So you have this whole to-do list which starts to shape up, and with your to-do list you want to move forward, and you want to do those things. Now if you are looking to change a job, then it could be that you would like to update your CV, get your CV written. Then it could also mean that you go and you have to apply in different places. So going on different online portals and sending in your applications. Maybe you would have to go specifically to the companies and give in your resume or something like that, So these are all the actions that you have to take. But what happens is that you then go to a space of not doing anything, and you will create all these unnecessary, either small, either things that will kind of confuse you and not end up doing anything about it, or you will just keep procrastinating about it. So let me know in the comments below if you identify with this, where you want to upgrade some area of your life, and it involves a certain some of the tasks that you're doing, and you end up not actually you end up not actually doing those things. So let me know in the comments below if you can identify with this, and I can so totally identify with each one of these. So how do you actually get out of this? How do you get out of it? So the list, really. So it's not actually a to-do list, it's just a list where I am just writing down my thoughts on that paper. Because here's the thing, the reason why you will procrastinate on that is because you have a lot of resistance which shows up. Because come on, you are looking to make a big change in your life. So you are looking to create that change, that upgrade in your business. You are looking to create that upgrade in your job. So you are actually asking for that change in your life. And so if you're asking for the change will not occur until you are vibrationally aligned to it. Okay, does that make sense? So if that makes sense, just type in VA in the comments below. The change will not occur unless you are vibrationally aligned to it. And you will become vibrationally aligned to it when you let go of the resistance, right? So as long as you have the resistance, you will not be vibrationally aligned to it, and you will not create that change as well. Okay, and so the solution is not actually forcing yourself or pushing yourself to go and take action on your to-do list, but actually it is about letting go of resistance. It is about being vibrationally aligned to it. Does that make sense? So it's about letting go of resistance, and it is about getting vibrationally aligned to the change that you are asking for. Okay, so you can let go of resistance in many ways. You know, all of us have many different tools in our toolkits. The tool that I use, the tool that is my tool of choice, is this thing called the Ninja Block Elimination Protocol. And literally what I do is I write down everything that I would like to create. I also write down everything that I'm resisting about it. So how do you uncover what you are resisting? You uncover what you are resisting by a very simple process, and the process is this: whatever you want to create, you just write down a statement about this. Like, say for example, I want a new job, so I cannot get a new job because. So, you know, these are the words you use: I cannot get a new job because, or I don't want a new job because. Even though the change you're asking for is a new job, you write down, I cannot get a new job because, I don't want a new job because, and then just write down whatever it is comes up for you. Okay, just put it down on paper, and you know, you will be amazed. Like, don't overthink it. Don't sit and find, I have to find the correct resistances I have, and none of that. You know, often I find that when I'm facilitating people, it's often this throwaway remark that people make which has the most charge around it, you know. So just write down, I don't want to have this because, or I cannot have this because, and just write down whatever comes up for you. And when you read it, you might think this is the most insane thing I've ever written, but that is the value, because it's those insane things which are the resistances, and that is what will actually open up a whole new world of possibilities for you. So write down all your resistances, and when all of these things come up for you, then you can use all those things and you know, change the vibration around that, or change the energetic charge around that. The way I do it is by using the Ninja Block Elimination Protocol. Okay, now this is number 2. Now let's look at some other ways in which procrastination shows up in your life. So one of the things, like I shared, is I don't want to do anything. Like, this is mine, this is my biggie, right? I don't feel like doing anything. The other thing that shows up, and I experience this just when I am creating something. I experience this when I'm in the midst of creation, and it is like, you know, there's so much to do, and I just feel so overwhelmed about it, and I just get paralyzed and don't end up doing anything. So how many of you can identify with this? If you can identify with this, just type in number 3 in the comments below. Like this, and accompanied by this is, again, you know, that some kind of physical sensation in your bodies, right? And I can always experience like this kind of sensation in my solar plexus, and it's really like heavy, and I just feel like blah, and all I want to do is just go and sleep. Okay, so this is what I experience. So with this also, what I do is I actually change my focus. I put my awareness on my body sensations, and I see if I can create some change in my body sensations, right? And so I could just put my attention in my solar plexus, and you know, if I feel a clenching or I feel whatever, I relax it. I play with that energy there. I just let go of you know, some form. You know, you could go through some kind of, you know, yogic sleep, where you go through the different parts of your body and you relax the parts of your body, or you know, you could run energy on that, or whatever. So I work on changing the stuff going on in my body, And oftentimes when I actually put my attention on my body, I put my attention on creating that ease in my body, I will find that that overwhelm or that, frozenness or whatever, it just goes away, and then I can move forward and I can take action with that. So that is number 3. Okay. Number 4 is that, uh, occupy yourself with something that you enjoy doing, like and sometimes it could be just, going and having a little nap, because just that little nap kind of disconnects you from all the resistance that has built up for you, and it takes you to to that place of ease. Or, if you enjoy going out in nature, go out and spend some time in nature. And it's not like you have to spend a lot of time in nature, I mean, or you have to spend a lot of time in any of these things that you're doing, but you can just go spend a little time doing something that you love to do. Like for me, I love reading my Mills and Boons, right? So I just take time out and I start reading my Mills and Boons, and then I will, often read for some time, and then suddenly I will just put it down, go sit and do some work. And it's I will do some work maybe for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. That's it. Do that much work, finish it up and go away. So I'm never ever focused on, oh, I have to start from here and finish here. I read some management books really long ago, and they had a very interesting style of getting through your to-do list, and the way that they spoke about going through your to-do list was, write down your to-do list and then you prioritize the tasks, and you say number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and so on. And then they said that, whatever is task number 1, keep doing the task until it is totally complete, then go on to task number 2 and keep doing it till it's totally complete, and then go on to task number 3. And even when I read it, I was like, oh my God, I will, die of boredom with this. Because have you noticed the tasks which are supposedly the most important ones to do are the most boring for you? Like they always are for me. So when I have my to-do list also, every day I write down some things that I think I have to accomplish in that day. What I will do is I will pick the one that is most fun for me. And the one that is most fun for me is something that involves some element of creation. And it is always something that is new that I have done, something I've never done before, So it may be some kind of technical element piece, it could be making graphics, or it could be any of those, So I pick out one of those tasks, I play with it, and I really enjoy it so much. I am generally done really fast with it. And then I will look at the other things and I'll pick something else and I'll play with it. So for me, then it all becomes a matter of play. What is the next fun thing for me to do and the next fun thing for me to do? And I keep doing it till I'm having fun. The moment it stops being fun for me, I just stop doing it and I go actually do other things that are fun for me. And sometimes that could be reading a book, sometimes that could be going out for a walk, or sometimes it could be just, going and cooking. Like I get that urge, that creative urge to go and cook. So any of that, so everything is about fun. Now, somebody mentioned that I procrastinate on going and meeting people, okay? So here's one of the things that I do, which I put off, and some of the things that I put off are, number one, because I'm thoroughly bored of them. I don't really want to do them. So just ask yourself, is this really boring for me, right? And the other thing is that I don't have the information on how to do it. So for example, if I'm creating something, if there is a technical piece involved and I don't have the information about that technical piece, that's when I keep putting it off, So the way I play with that is that I kind of daydream about it, and the time that I daydream about it is many times it's at night while I'm lying in bed. I daydream about it. The other time that I daydream about things is when I go for a walk, and when I go for a walk, that's my time of maximum creation, and I have all these beautiful ideas that show up and all of that, so I just kind of daydream about it. So sometimes it might be creating videos or something like that, and I know that I would like to create a video, but I'm not exactly sure what kind of video or what content I want to use or whatever. So I will just daydream about it, and I don't daydream the content. I just daydream, oh, I'd like to do that. I wonder what that would look like, and I just, I just have this thing, what would I like to create that as? And I play around with just that, and I'm in wonder, and then I just let it go. And I just let it go, and I might do it for 2-3 days, and then suddenly one fine day I will just kind of wake up and go, okay, now I'm going to sit and do those videos, and then I will just knock it off right in one go. It might be 5 videos, 10 videos, whatever. I just finish it off all in one go. So I've been sharing with you some of my kind of rambling around with some of the things that I play with in creation. So it's not really so much procrastination. Like, people judge procrastination, people make it as something wrong, but actually all it is it's giving us some information. So are you actually willing to have that information that it's giving you? And I've also shared with you some of the things that I play with as I'm creating things, and so I'd love for you to share with me if you had any aha moments, what your aha moments were, and what is like your takeaway from this entire Facebook Live. Now, I would like to invite you to this program that I have, which is called Change Anything Now. And basically what I have in it is I will teach you this protocol that I use, which I've spoken about through the call, which is called the Ninja Block Elimination Protocol. It's a 20-minute process. Basically what you do is you write down all the things that are bothering you. You write down all the things that you would like to create as well. And then you do this protocol, and what it does is it kind of it takes away the energetic charge around things, and it also makes you vibrationally aligned to the things that you've been asking for. I normally recommend people that you play with it at least once a day. It only takes you 20 minutes. And I started doing this regularly in the past 1 month, and so much has changed for me. Like, so much of that energy of I don't feel like doing anything has gone away. And also what it has created is that so many things that I've been asking for are actually showing up in physical reality now, and so many things are on the way. Okay, so that's what's available from so that's number one. Number two, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a live telecall, which is called as Procrastination Buster. And in that live telecall, we are going to actually look at these following things. We're going to look at I don't feel like doing anything, so many things to do, I feel totally overwhelmed. It has to be perfect. Or, this is another great one: I will do it when, and so you've decided that when this particular condition occurs, then I'm going to do it. So for example, when we were living in Saudi Arabia many years ago, maybe 20-25 years ago, we would we had this thing going, I will buy this when I leave Saudi Arabia, right? So anything that I wanted to buy for my home or whatever, my husband would always say, we'll buy it when we leave Saudi Arabia. So we were always waiting to leave Saudi Arabia, and we never left Saudi Arabia for 10 years, So I will buy it when. So that's another very interesting thing that shows up with procrastination. So, all these things we are actually going to look at in the call. You can share what are some of the ways in which you stop yourself, and then we are all going to work together on it, and we will change the energy of it. So that is what is available. So I would like to invite you to come play with that, come play with the energy of the Ninja Block Elimination Protocol. It is amazing. It is like really, really, really amazing. It is my go-to process for anything. If there is anything which is mentally, emotionally bothering me, I use it. If there are things that I would like to actualize, I use that process. If there are things going on in my body, I use it. If you have angst in relationships, it is amazing. It is totally amazing. Like, I've had people who were going through severe emotional abuse in different kinds of relationships. Maybe it was in the workplace, maybe it was with a family member or whatever, and they started using this, and they did it 4 or 5 days, and everything changed. Like, the person who was being really mean and nasty towards them changed, and in a lot of cases that person just went away. So this is one of the most amazing processes, and so it's available for you. I'm going to share the link. The link is in the description above. So come play with me, and I'm really looking forward to that call where we work on procrastination together. And thank you so much for hanging out with me, and thank you so much for contributing to this call. And this was the first Facebook Live that I did on this page. So thanks everyone for hanging out with me, and I will see you around. Bye.